Hello. So, before I go have my exercise for this morning, I want to make a very, very important information, and I actually feel that it's important that we have these conversations. So this is basically related to Nigerians doing Nigerians. I'm not one of those people who regularly come on social media to I would like person to just go out there, start announcing, oh, Nigerian this, Nigerian like. I just mind my business, mind what I do for a living, and just focus on myself. But I realize that we cannot keep minding our business if we do not tell ourselves the sincere truths. And we need to tell ourselves the truth. Now, this is my perspective, and I quote, my perspective. So I don't want anyone to be too triggered before you comment and before you repost or mention me anywhere. Please, and I quote, this is my perspective. If you have your own perspective, kindly do a video to share yours just the same way I do. You don't necessarily need to troll on my comment section or mention me or repost me before I share this perspective. Now, I feel that there are two things I want to say. The two things is, number one is we need to tell ourselves the truth in regards to cyber criminals. Cyber criminals are having a huge harmful effect in our geographical location. Now, as a creator or as an influencer or as an entrepreneur, we are restricted on so many opportunities in Nigeria. Many youths are actually restricted. We are so blessed with highly intelligent, talented youth doing different things. Either they are cooking, they are sewing, they are doing tech like me, or doing anything. But they don't have the opportunity to meet other opportunities abroad because of restriction, which is what brings me to the point of the highlight: payment restriction. Despite the fact that we have fintech brands providing solutions to payment restrictions, it still has not fixed and solved that solution of payment. People in Africa region, or most especially in Nigeria, because this message is for Nigerians only, and this is not to basically say bad things about my country, because I love my country, I love my people, but there are some people in this country that are making things unbearable for some of the good citizens of this country. I cannot have a massive number of people following me and I will not be able to tell them the sincere truth. All right, so I was a bit interrupted. So back to what I was saying. So in regards to these cyber criminals restricting payment, for legit people. Now, legit people are people who work extremely hard without doing fraudulent stuff. All they do is help and provide solutions to make life easy for everyone. In my business, I make life easy for business and brand owners by ensuring that I give them sales, traffic, conversion to customers, engagement, and other tech services or digital services that you see out there. Now, imagine being in a situation where you are not allowed to use your own Naira card for online transaction that is made locally. Aside the fact that we have some reasonable banks who are still being considerate enough to understand that this should not affect the good people of Nigeria, I would like to pass this information that we need to say no to cybercrime, not just because of the payment restriction, but also towards the elderly people. I came across, in fact, there are so many things that I would even love to say. We literally think that cyber criminal is basically related to only those who hack or steal people's information online and all. No, there are also people in the real estate who are stealing people's money, and they are not also what? Paying them back. Not just real estate alone, we also have other cybercrime activities going on in this Nigeria. So it's important that we say no to this, because it's affecting other people from doing what they are supposed to do. The payment restriction is now becoming a norm, and it should not be so. People's card is supposed to be used for buying and selling online with ease. But as a cybersecurity expert, even despite how professional I am in my field, I have come to understand that even when you are even extremely conscious, these guys are so very smart that sometimes it's very difficult to even detect their activities. But that does not mean that banks should restrict, especially some banks should restrict this card from being used. They were used before, and now you're stopping it because of just few people. It's not fair. If we are even having restriction outside in regards to jobs, because other countries are finding it difficult to give jobs to Nigerians, and I call up on the these words to say that foreigners, you should not allow, just because of one or two people who have made one or two, bad decision, to allow the good people from not being opportune to have jobs abroad. We need to stop this payment restriction of a thing. We need to fight against this cybercrime, and it's not a day we will stop that. Now, in social media these days, people go out there living fake life. Some people show off luxury. Some of them are bought by them. Some of them are borrowed by them. The pressure is getting too much. I think it's important for people to just cut their coats according to their size and tell people the truth of how they make their money. You don't necessarily need to meet up to any competition. You owe nobody any explanation, because the way things are going, people putting pressures unnecessarily for no reason. Everybody is trying to get their shit together, and because they're trying to get their shit together and you're trying to live a fake lifestyle, and at the end of the day you do all sorts of things, fraudulent things, just to keep up with the lifestyle, and then you affect the good people of this nation. It's not fair. It's not fair. Now, the final words I also want to say in regards to Nigerians doing Nigerians. I made these very long videos because I know it's going to be a long while before I do this couple of videos again. I do this video because it's going to go viral and a lot of people are going to watch it. Some people might share it, some people might like it, some people might engage on it, and it might have a huge impression in whatever platform. But what the final thing I want to say is Nigerians doing Nigerians in regards to payment as well. I don't understand why a Nigerian will be expecting someone to be doing a free services in the year 2024. We are all going through hard times in this country, and the inflation is extremely high. If I ask you, if you go to the market now, how much do you buy your tomatoes? How much do you buy your pepper? How much do you buy your this and that? And because of the inflation, it also led to the high increase of cybercrimes. So I would like to say this. Everybody is going through tough time, and because of that, it's very important for a customer to be considerate. I have said something like this in my previous video, where a lady tweeted something on her Facebook, and I was even sharing my perspective that I don't do free services. I always collect my money first before I do my job. Now I'm bringing this same thing back in this video. I do not expect a customer to have the audacity to ask somebody to do a work for them for free and then you pay them later. It's highly unacceptable and is highly wrong in this 2024. I believe when we talk about love, when we talk about religion, it's supposed to be something that you practice and you preach. How can you imagine somebody going through work situation, work crisis, and then you don't want to pay them? Does it even make any sense? Is that what religion preach about to you? And then you make it look like the person is a bad person. No. Now, if somebody has set a standard of payment, like a man agency, telling you that you pay first and then they do the work, you have to respect people's standard. Their standards are not the same. It's not relatable. So I think Nigerians, we keep complaining of the fact that our governments are the only one affecting the situation happening in Nigeria. But we forget that even we, the citizens, we have so much to improve on. We have so much to adjust on. Our attitudes, our behavior, and how we treat our fellow human beings. You don't expect your fellow human beings to go hungry while you are living lavishly. I've seen a couple of people who they live lavishly, they enjoy their life, they show off their lifestyle. Some don't even need to show it on social media, some privately, and then you expect that the person should come and do a free services for you. How does that make you a human being? How does that make you a religious person? How does that make you somebody filled with love? Do you have conscience? Do you have feelings? Do you have empathy? So I think this video, to wrap it up, I would say Nigerians, we should stop treating our fellow Nigerians wrongly. We should try as much as possible to practice what we preach and to show love to our fellow human beings, not by words, but by action. And that really counts.